And we're back. And all of the glitchy stuff you just saw was on purpose. It was the VHS stuff on the logo with that wonderful music by Michael Giacchino. Jorge is here with us. And also we have another guest from the island, a flash from the past, Sterling Beaumont, who played young Ben Linus on Lost.
Hey, Sterling.
What's up, everyone?
Oh, my God.
Familiar faces here. Love to see everyone.
How are things?
Having me. Things are great. Thanks for reaching out. Just wanted to hop on and say hey and show my support and love.
Yeah. Love it. Yeah. Thank you so much. You've been so helpful on this project.
My pleasure. I love the show. Big fan myself, obviously. So, here for it. Here for all of it. Lost life.
Great. And Jorge, we finally got through some sort of glitching on your part. I don't know what happened to the stream, but it was before you came on, so it's definitely not anything that you did. But how's it going?
It's good. It's good. I was just posting like a little link for the launch of the Indiegogo for this project, and then I saw that you said that you were doing this, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll jump in and say hi at the tail end of it, and then it became a whole to-do of downloading applications to try and find something that would spare us the technical difficulties.
Now we have a whole nother stream. That's okay. If you don't have to stick around, we would love it if you would. But
right now, we'll see. I'm waiting. My attention might be called away, but they seem to be occupied elsewhere at the moment.
Got it.
Which is good.
How's your daughter?
She's great.
She's occupied at the moment.
My wife is leaving for Austria today, so I will be single parenting for a little over a week, starting today.
Hit me up if you need help.
I have I brought my mom up in the hopes that at least she could maybe sit and watch TV with her a little bit to, just to let's occupy some time while I try and get some things done. We'll see. This will be the big test.
That's great. Hopefully she has safe travels, and I that sounds fun. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's a big girlfriend's trip thing, so
that's fun.
It's good for her to get that.
I was gonna say what trip for. That's so pleasure, not work.
No, it's fun. There's two birthdays, and one of the friends actually lives in Vienna, so that's part of the whole reason they all decided let's all go there then.
If you need any help, I'm really good at watching TV as well.
Oh, good. Yeah, you'll it's if you after a while you've gone through all episodes of Super Kitties and Bluey, so then it's just going to be reruns over and over again, or Sesame Street, which we call Elmo at the house, and
any introduction to bigger
you'll learn
monsters?
all the songs like that.
Oh, wonderful.
Jorge, at what age are you going to let her watch Lost? Just curious.
Oh, geez, Lost.
Great question.
I try to keep it away from her at least till she's 12.
Fair.
Or pre-watch each episode. Like, okay, this one you can watch, and then we're gonna skip this one.
Right. Sterling, how old were you when you were on Lost?
Well, that's like, it's funny you say 12 because that's like around when I first was on the show, and that's when I was introduced to it. And, you know, I don't know, maybe my mom was crazy, but she let me watch all sorts of stuff. I think it was more for like, well, like you should, because you're, you know, it was a, like, I don't know, interesting childhood being a child actor for sure.
I mean, you got squibbed in the stomach, right?
No, they wouldn't squib me. I was weird.
Oh, really?
I was obsessed with wanting to be squibbed, and you know, it was just like a no-go for anyone under the age of 18.
Boo.
Yeah.
You had the opportunity since.
It's a habit. No dice.
I think I remember once I'm guessing during season 1, because it was when we would all get together and watch the show at everyone's house, where at one point we were at Daniel's house and we were all watching it, and at one point Daniel said to, I think it was his son Jackson, being like, are you too young to watch this? And the kid said, yeah. He kind of got up and left.
That's
like, I mean, I've had that experience. Like, I know there's been times when, actually, both my wife and I had our own like independent experiences with the movie Jaws, where we watched it being like, I'm too young to watch this. I'm not supposed to be watching this. Like, that's for me, it's when Quinn gets it. I was like, oh yeah, I'm too young to be watching this.
I mean, Sterling, I remember when your character was killed so violently on screen this was a network television show. You're a young character, you're a young actor playing a young character. I thought that was very bold, and I can't even imagine what it was like for you to, when you read you were going to be killed off. What was that like?
Well, I don't know. I didn't know. I mean, I knew nothing was permanent on the show, so I didn't know what to make of it. And I also knew that, you know, Ben was older, so I was like, I don't know. I was so young that I was just so stoked to be there, guys. Like, it was just like I was down for anything. Like, you name it. Like whatever it was. Like, in fact, like the whole dying thing, it was like funny that you say it was so violent, because like I was the one who was like, let me like fall forward like dramatically. And I'm okay. Let's see what that looks like. You know, I was just fucking around, guys. I was so young, and like you could probably ask anyone. Like, I was bouncing off the walls. So yeah. I would.
That's great, because it really is for a lot of us. Like, when we started the show, also it was like Lost was like, oh, good, a job. We had no idea what we were stepping into. It was just like, sweet, a job. Sweet, oh, a job that shoots in Hawaii. Awesome, fun. Let's go do that. It's good to have work, you know, especially now. Now that everyone's on strike, and we're just waiting and see how it works out. Yeah.
How long do you think this is going to go, Jorge? What's your take, if you don't mind sharing?
Well, at the start, I felt like this is going to be a long one. But they are now talking to the writers. So that, I think, is a good sign that they're starting to talk again and are interested in going back to talking. So we'll see.
Talking's good.
Yeah.
Talking's good. And SAG just you know, no more approvals. You know, they're revoking approvals on the projects that had been previously approved prior to the strike with WGA writers that are now, like, that just happened. So like, that's, you know, positive, I think, as well, in terms of like really making sure that, you know, we're
putting the pressure on, basically. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, Sterling, I don't know if you can see the comments, but someone has a question for you, so I'll read it to you. It says, yeah, can you tell a little bit about your process from when you got a script till shooting? Did you get a lot of help?
Like the first time I got to be on the show, like, it was definitely made a precedent that I was able to like get some time with Michael. And that was awesome. And that really like, I think made me feel comfortable enough to like, and talking to him about certain things about, you know, even at that young age, just about like what he had as the character, you know, in his mind as this character and whatnot. And just little things like he really went out of his way, I think, to make sure that I, you know, knew some stuff and, you know, imparted some thoughts on me. And yeah, it was definitely a collab. Making anything is a collaborative effort, right? So and I was so young, like I said, and everyone was just, you know, there to try to make, you know, help me be the best that I could be. That being said, it really like I just became obsessed with the show and like watching him and like what he did, and like that I think ended up being really like the thing that like when I came back, I was able to like bring even more than before, I think, in terms of kind of trying to be more like him. You know, as much as everyone really gave me a lot of backstory and helped, you know, give me some tidbits, I think it was just watching the show that just...
Was there a lot of pressure on you because he was such a beloved character?
No, I
feel it.
And if there was, I didn't like over my head. Like, you know, I just, like I said, I was having so much fun with it, you know, that I was just enjoying it so much that I didn't, you know, if there was pressure, I didn't feel it, fortunately.
Did your parents coach you at all? Like, I know a lot of times, I mean, 12 is older, so you definitely have, I think, more autonomy. But
like
there's sometimes working with young kids, they get into the rut of how their parents did it for them, basically.
Yeah, no,
and it's a little hard to direct them.
I never really had that problem, fortunately. My mom is like, you know, a stage parent, non-stage parent sort of thing. Like, she like was always so cool having like that, like letting me kind of do my own thing. Because I'd been doing it for like so long before that, even that we'd run into issues where she had coached me and it wasn't how it was supposed to be, and it like went bad. So like she was more just like go do your thing by that point. Fortunately, and then I was like older when I like did like the arc. I was like 14, 15 when I did that, so it was a little like even more like and thought I was I thought I was, you know, actor being a goal in this whole thing, you know, whatever.
And you guys, when Sterling says he's a fan, he's not kidding. I met him in like 2008, 2009 when he was very young. He literally sat me down and wanted to talk for hours about his theories about the show. Remember that?
I do remember that because I got invited to one of those, you know, Lost fan.
Yes, that's where we met.
Something like that or other, and did a signing or something. And then you and I just hit it off. We started talking, you know, you were, I don't know if you did an interview for your blog or something.
Yeah.
And then it just, you know,
nerds.
You hit me with the, what are some of your theories question. And like, it just, you know, it just started spewing. Like it went all night, you know.
Now, Jorge and Sterling, did you ever have any scenes together?
Not
went back
really.
You came back to like, I feel like my one experience with like a bigger group was, were you in that scene where the van goes in, where I was supposed to have sent the van into the house on fire in Dharmaville? Were you in that?
Your character was around, but I don't know.
I was around. Like I knew he was around. But I don't know if we had actual like.
I know we didn't have like a speaking
one-on-one stuff.
There. No, definitely not one-on-one. But I'm trying to think if
like burning van stuff. It's like it's like they keep the actors so far away from like the fun stuff. That's like I don't even know. Like if I was there, I was watching it from like my chair somewhere.
Well, that's what I was gonna get at. I have a very distinct memory, and I want to say that you were there, because it was, you know, all of, you know, the OGs, few OGs that, you know, were there from the start that had gone back in time. That it was like a big group being like big, event scene, and everyone was chilling for a matter of time while they were doing that stunt. And I remember vividly a group of you guys all going, and like they were doing the tours, right? It was at night though, but they were doing the tours still. And you guys like all went and took pictures with everyone. And I remember that so vividly because I was like, that is so cool that you guys are like being that gracious. And then everyone got in trouble because you guys were in the jumpsuits, and then they were like, no more pictures. I don't know if you remember that, but I want to say you were there for that.
I don't really know. I don't really remember.
I have so many more memories of all of that than I do. Like that was just my one group scene with a lot of the original cast. So it definitely stood out to me.
And Jorge, I remember you telling me how hard it was to try and actually drive one of the Dharma vans.
Yeah, every time I had there's also the first my episode where I go to Australia, they even got me an old Land Rover that had the driver's side reversed. It was like British style, and so you had to shift lefty. Ooh. And that was particularly hard to drive because first of all, I don't drive stick shifts, so like I know the basics of what you're supposed to do, but the intuition of doing the whole thing but with opposite feet was really challenging. In the future, they just started flipping, using like making signs backwards and flipping the film to make it look like the drive whatever the wheel is on what side. But yeah, the van, all the cars are old, so everything's really grinded down, and just trying to find the gear was tricky, especially if you're shifting upwards. The transport guy was amazing though. He could tell by the sound of the car what gear you were in. And he'd be like, no, that's second. There it is, or whatever, He'd be like, that's it, you found it. He's just kind of coaching you from outside.
How many times did you have to film the downhill scene in the Shambhala scene? Like, how many times did you film that?
Well, it was done in parts. There was like the stunt drive one, which is like the big part of the hill. And then we went down and did the finish where we kind of like try and do donuts in a little flat area. I think that might have just been once. We could have done it possible twice, but not much more than that because it also was pretty wide for like the main van stuff. So that wasn't a hard shot to get.
Yeah, driving on the left side is something that my wife and I had to learn in Ireland. And Kevin Power brings up the fact that he thanks you for attending the Lost concert in Ireland a few years back, which I got to go to as well. That was a funny Lost coincidence.
Yeah. Like it was like the same time my wedding was going on. Giacchino was doing a concert there.
Yeah.
So then we were like, all right, let's just get a bunch of tickets and get a bus, and just
that's right. You got to
go out there and just yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah,
those concerts are a blast. Wedding. Yeah. I don't know how much more we can talk. If you have anything to say about the doc, we can probably wrap things up. We've been going for over 2 hours now. Is that right? Holy cow.
Yeah, we started at 8:15.
And Taylor, before we go, do you want to give kind of an update on where we stand?
Yeah,
because it's been Jorge, it's been sort of phenomenal. It's been terrific. We about an hour ago we hit 108 backers.
Oh, cool.
Now we're at 126. We're at $16,585 out of our $42,000 goal, so we're at 39%.
That's good.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, Lost fans are really coming out and supporting, and it gives us hope that people want to see this documentary.
Yeah, if anybody has anything to say about the documentary, Ryan, we haven't made it to Hawaii yet, but we definitely are. We're gonna head over there and spend some quality time with you. Joe, do you have anything to say about the documentary? You might want to take a moment
to pause before you go.
Right. Don't come to Hawaii for a little
Now's
while.
not the time to go to Hawaii.
No. Yeah, we've discussed that. We've definitely discussed that. But Joe, I know you're strapped for time.
Yeah, I have to go talk to my new realtor. Jorge, we're moving to Boston. It's a long story. Anyway,
wow.
Yeah, we're doing East. We did West Coast. Now we're in the Midwest. Now we're moving to the East Coast. We're just exploring the country. Cancer Gets Lost. Thanks you very much we thank you for being involved with the documentary, but also, our huge Lost auction next year, which will probably, be on around the same time the documentary comes out, the 20-year anniversary of the show. Thank you so much to everyone that's been reaching out. A lot of people have been reaching out recently going, oh, I have this from my collection. Would you like it? The answer is probably. So email us anytime. We're on all socials at Cancer Gets Lost. We appreciate anything donated or just retweeted. It helps us tremendously. Reposted on all your socials. And thank you all for including me and Jared and Cancer Gets Lost. And we are very grateful. And Jorge, I'll be hitting you up next year with a pile of stuff to get signed.
Okay.
And Jorge, anything to say about the doc or the people who were watching?
It's definitely feels like a for fans by fans type of documentary, and so I'm excited to kind of hear the sense of like the kind of oral historyness of it is kind of exciting. So I'm looking forward to it myself.
Have you watched the sneak peek yet, Jorge?
I have not.
You don't have to.
Is this is a recent thing that was sent out
today?
Yeah, it's on the Indiegogo page.
Oh, okay. I have not checked out that page yet.
Well, spoiler alert, you're in it.
Okay.
Lots of spoiler alerts.
So yeah, everybody, thank you so much for joining us. We're going to probably do more of these. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Sterling is back. Sterling, we're about to sign off. Do you have any last-minute things to say about the doc or anything to the Lost fans out there?
No, I'm just excited to see it, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Good to see you all.
Yeah, we love having you. It was a ton of fun, and we can't wait for people to see your contribution to the documentary. It's a real good time. It's a real good time. Every interview that we've done, once the cameras stop rolling, the Lost talk doesn't stop, and it's been fun continuing to chat Lost with everybody after 20 years. So, with that, I'd like to thank everybody for joining us here on the live stream, in the live chat, everybody who follows us at Getting Lost Doc, everybody who's contributed to the Indiegogo, which is at gettinglostdoc.com, and go get more of those VHS perks, because we want people to get the VHS tapes.
Nice.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us, and we'll let you know the next time we do a live stream, and keep an eye on our socials. I would just like to say namaste.
Aloha, mahalo, namaste.
Good luck. All right.
Thank you.
Namaste.